Tokyo, Japan, a paradise for gamers, retro enthusiasts, and any Nintendo fan alike, where you can find some of the craziest items, stuff that you've never even dreamt of seeing before. Yeah, you got it. Even new in box, still never played. Come along as I take you with me to one of my favorite hard-offs in Tokyo, Japan. This store is absolutely amazing. It's huge. The inventory never disappoints. It's a 2-floor store with designer on the bottom and video games on the top. And without further ado, let's get right into this video.
Hey man, Say Man, back at y'all again today, man, with another video. Guys, today we are standing outside of a mega off-house, hobby off, and hard off. As you can tell, let's go ahead and go inside. I want to give you guys a full walkthrough of this store. These stores normally are a catch-all where you can go and get just about everything in one place.
When you walk into this hard off, you immediately realize this is a 2-floor store. Now all your video games, all your electronics, all your collectibles, they're going to be up on the 2nd floor. So of course we went straight upstairs to get down to business and check out this first glimpse. Guys, it is mind-blowing just how much this store has to offer. I mean, I don't even know what all I'm looking at. You know, you see a few notable figures. Of course, you see some Pokemon stuff here and there. And then I walk straight in to the game section. My mind was blown immediately. Guys, there's multiple reasons why this specific hard off was one of my favorites. But a huge part of that definitely had to be their retro games. I mean, look at the case. Monster Hunter 3DS, Pokemon Game Boy Color, Famicom SP. I mean, what else can you ask for? They had a little bit of everything here. And at this specific store, they also had a great selection of consoles. I picked up this Ice Blue 64, and at the time, I had already picked up a Watermelon 64 as well. Now at this point, I was on a quest to go ahead and collect 4 of each controllers. That's right, 4 Ice Blue and 4 Watermelon controllers, which I just so happened to get lucky enough to do here at this store. I barely noticed it. When I flipped the camera around, I saw this boxed green controller. I was like, heck yeah, gotta take that with me. So as I was flipping around, I was like, you know, I see some Game Boy SP games here. Let me check out these other controllers. And sure enough, I was like, what? Ice Blue controller right there. Had to snag it. And then I don't know if you guys can see it, but in the very back of that next peg, check it out. We have a Watermelon red controller. And these controllers were a great price at this store. They were only 1650 yen. These controllers range anywhere from 1100, I think 990 actually was the lowest I've paid, up to 3500 yen. So to be able to grab these guys here all in one place, it was absolutely amazing. Now they had some other box 64 accessories here. Of course, I'm a big 64 guy. A ton of different GameCube controllers. Nothing super spectacular on that end though. So I decided to go ahead and take a look at some of the different games they had. Immediately, right off the bat, I had been looking for Pokemon Silver, so I had to grab it. Right above me, they had Pokemon Stadium with the Rumble Pack, the box set. That was crazy. They had Emerald Box, Final Fantasy. They had a couple Zelda games. I mean, they had loose cartridges galore. This store is crazy. Now, I went over there and I saw this mystery dungeon, but that also tipped me off to realize there was a ton of Pokemon games in this section. Multiple copies of Sapphire. They had a copy of Ruby, 2 copies of Ruby as well actually. Now we already picked up Sapphire a couple days ago in a different video, so I didn't need that one, but you know we had to scoop up a Ruby. Emeralds were super tempting, and I saw that green in the case, but then I was like, wait, there's a green back over there. I wonder what the difference in price was. They had green, they had red, they had gold, and they had silver. But I had all of those except for green, and green was a little bit more than I wanted to pay, so I actually passed on those games. So at this point I figured let's go ahead and explore some more of the store. Now you know these hard offs are huge and they're not all about the video games. they have a ton of stuff to offer, and of course, most notably at a lot of these stores, they have a junk section. Now, going to the junk section, I passed by their guitar section, and you know I'm a guitar guy, so I had to stop. Look at this Les Paul for under 200 US. Such a great deal. Walking straight into the junk section, a whole complete wall of different cameras. You got some junk guitars, you got keyboards, just miscellaneous stuff. There were games, there were just so many accessories, just household goods. And of course, this was their refined junk cabinet here, where they had multiple consoles, handhelds, accessories. I ended up getting a Dragon Quest controller for PS2 out of there. In the front, they had a little bit more junk as well. GameCube, PS1, PS2, some miscellaneous keyboards. I mean, this store is always a hit. Looking at the camera case, didn't see any GH5s. That's what I was looking for at the time. Super happy that I did finally snag one up. And once I get back out to Japan this next time, the vlogging experience will be improved for you guys. But I do have to apologize right now for my voice. I'm a little bit under the weather. But hey man, you gotta get these videos out for you guys so you can enjoy them. So we out here powering through it. Sorry about the scratchy voice, but let's continue on. Now, I don't know a lot about other collectibles. You know, granted, I'm a big Pokemon guy, like Nintendo a lot. I play a lot of Xbox because I'm from the USA, so Microsoft is really big out there. But I don't know a lot about a bunch of different various animes. I do know a few here and there, but look at their figure section. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Walls and walls and walls and rows and aisles of more figures. You got plushes, collectibles, and a ton of die cast. A lot of die cast motorcycles too. I mean, this store has so much stuff. You could literally spend a day in any one of these hard offs that you go to. It was pretty cool that I saw this car right underneath this Toyota, which is a McLaren MP124C. This is a car that I've always wanted to get in real life. So hey, you know, maybe one day I'll have that thing, guys. But for now, we're out here living it up, traveling, exploring this world as much as we can. Salamence is a favorite Pokemon there too, so it was pretty cool to see him out here in the plush section. Only reason I passed on him though is because he didn't have his tags. Now, those of you who don't like retro games, thank you so much for bearing with me, because we are finally at y'all section in the video. We're going straight down to the designer section on the first floor. Now, I walked straight past the fine china, went straight past the general household goods, started seeing some wallets, some purses, some LVs, some Coach, some Gucci, and I was like, yeah, we gotta show the vlog this stuff. So they had a bulk section of loose purses right here when you walked in, and then they had a whole 2 walls of cabinets. So you had a pretty massive Louis V section. I mean, from the start of this wall all the way to the very end, it was all Louis Vuitton. They had phone cases, glasses, wallets, handbags, duffel bags, cigarette cases, passport holders, special edition stuff, umbrellas. I mean, just about anything you could think of, they had it here. Had a pretty decent assortment of Gucci, a little bit of Prada here and there. They also had a Burberry cabinet as well. This specific store had a surplus of watches and a few higher end models like a Grand Seiko. They had a Omega, and they also did have a Rolex on the front end of this case as well. So it's pretty cool to keep in mind when you're just out there general thrift shopping. You never know what you're gonna find. You might be able to pick up a Rolex for less than half of MSRP. These hard offs are notorious for having great deals. That's why I recommend you guys check out these stores anytime you have the privilege of making it to Japan. And I hope to be back there at this specific store later on during the year, where I will give you guys an update video of what the inventory is looking like at that point in time. This specific designer section definitely turned out to be one of my favorites, and the whole time I was in Japan, over the 3 months I spent here and there in Tokyo, I visited this store at least 10 times, and the inventory was always changing. I even met a pretty cool person up here on the second floor who recommended that I check out a couple spots such as Treasure Factory as well. So if you're watching this video, comment down below, and it was very nice to run into you here at this store. Finishing off the tour, guys, we went off to check out what kind of clothing they had. had. Now they had shoes, they even had a little bit of luggage, they had a bunch of different various stuff from household equipment for babies like carriages and car seats. They even had bulk general purses that were more often than not less than 500 yen a piece. And it's always cool to see luggage at any hard off because, you know, sometimes, guys, you end up going overboard. You buy too many items at a hard off, and then, hey, you can go right down to the first floor and buy a piece of luggage as well to haul all your goods back to your accommodation wherever you're staying at the time. Right there at the men's section, their shoe case was pretty nice. Now they had some off-whites, up-tempos, dunks, fours. Pretty good a selection, guys. They had some twos, some Flyknit stuff, and even a few New Balances down at the bottom. Now I saw a pair of KDs as well, bunch of puffer jackets up here at the top, and they had some more general release stuff here like Mercurials. They had a bunch of Flyknit stuff on the wall, Air Maxes, Adidas, couple Bape shoes. I really do like those Vapor Maxes, and I was kind of hunting for a new pair at the time, so anytime I saw some Vapor Maxes, I was keeping an eye on them. Now guys, we're about to wrap up the tour here. Saw this pair of pumps that was pretty cool, but the pump was not working, so I had to leave those behind. I didn't see too many honorable mentions past this other than this Vanson's leather jacket, and finally I will wrap it up with a Ford F-Series built Ford Tough jacket as well. But like I said, guys, it is time to wrap up this video. I really appreciate each and every one of you who made it to the end. Drop a comment if you made it to the end and tell me what you want to see in the next one. Chances are, guys, if you like this type of vlog, you're going to like these two videos as well. So go check them out, and please subscribe if you like my vlogs from Japan and you want to see more. Until next time, guys, I'll be out this thing. Peace.